Hello, we're back again. Now we are on double angle identities. So these are the double angles that you're going to be looking for, and they're a double angle because they have a 2A. So remember, if I had sine A and then double angle has sine 2A. So you really have to watch out and pick up that to see that we're dealing with double angles. So really pay attention. So these are the formulas on your sheet, on your formula sheet that you're going to be using. Okay, so let's look at an example. So the first thing is we have this expression and we want to know the permissible values. So we would say it's all values except. Now, when we look at sine 2, let's just take it over here. We know sine 2 is this guy. So 2 sine A cos A. So, and that is on the bottom. So remember from before, anything on the bottom, we're going to have non-permissibles. So we're going to say everything except for sine A cannot equal 0. And cos A cannot equal 0. So we just can't have those two. Everything else is fine. All right. So now we are going to simplify to a trig, one of the primary trigs. And when you see the word primary, you're thinking of sine, cosine, or tangent. That's the primary ones we're trying to get to. Okay, so let's look at, we have 1 minus. Now, we have a 2 again, so I'm just going to write a bracket. Because when you're dealing with cos 2, you'll notice that there is 3 options. 1, 2, 3. The top one up here, I don't use very often. Generally, 99% of the time, it's going to be one of these two. Now, which one do we pick? Now, there's going to be a clue in most questions. And in this particular question, we have a 1 right here we want to get rid of. But it's a little trickier because if you look at this, there's a negative sign right here. Now, I have to get rid of that 1. So which one will I pick? Well, I'm going to pick the 1 minus the 2 sine squared. And watch why I pick that one. Because if you have a negative here and you rainbow in, that makes that negative 1, rainbow that in, that makes that positive 2s squared. And then that 1 just drops down. See, these get rid of each other. So it worked. So on the top, I have 2s squared. Now on the bottom, you only have that one choice, 2sc. Now we can start simplifying these things. So those take each other out. 1 takes that out. So we're left with s over c, and we know that is tangent. So there's our answer. All right. So you guys try the other one and see what you get. So this one happened to be the same, 10x. All right, now we're going to move on to some identities. So this is just doing the same things we did before, but now we are going to have some double angles. So again, be really aware of those double angles. So 1 minus, and that's that clue we just did, 2s squared, all over 2sc. That takes that turns to a positive. and we have S over C, which is that guy. Here is a double angle. So now I'm just going to sneak over and look at this guy. That's our clue now. If there's a cos here, I'm going to pick the cos. So it's the same language. All over. Now that's a double angle there, so it's 2SC plus S. Now, when I look at this, I want to organize this top part right here so I can factor. So just put it in order. And now this is just difference of squares or decomposition. So when you do it, it becomes C minus 1 and 2C plus 1. And on the bottom right here, I see an S common. And now I can see that this can take that off, and I have a C minus 1 over S. Now on the right side, I have a C over an S minus a 1 over an S, common denominator, so C minus 1 over S. And there's the answer. And now I have this double angle. So what I'm going to do with this double angle, there's only one option. So it's 2SC. And now this guy right here has 3 options, but here's my clue, you guys. So I'm going to pick the 2C squared minus 1, and then minus 1. Gone, 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 gone. So S over C. And that's that. The next one, I have an S squared times C plus C cubed all over 2S plus 1. All right, so on the top, I can see I can take a C out. On the bottom, I can't do anything. But hopefully you remember, this guy right here is the Pythagorean 1. So it's going to be C over 2S plus 1. Now on this side, I have a double angle. So it's 2SC minus C over. This is difference of squares. So it's going to be 2S plus 1, 2S minus 1. Now I can factor the top because I know there's a C there and a C there. So a C comes out. So it's 2S minus 1 all over 2S plus 1, 2S minus 1. And you probably can see now, it takes off. So C 2S plus 1, and yay, I did it. All right, the last thing now is just looking at some double angles, and we are going to make them into single drakes. Okay, because you probably noticed that there's a sine and a cos. We want to make it into either just a sine or just a cos. So this is just looking at your formula sheet and identifying where they are and then just reconfiguring them. So I notice when I see a sine and a cos, on the formula sheet I have this guy. See how everything's lined up? Now I know that equals, on the formula sheet, if you look, it is sine 2x. All right. Now, what's going on here is that I think of this as an amplitude. I look at this amplitude, I look at this amplitude. So this function to this function is being multiplied by 2. So I put a 2 out in front. The period is going from 1 to 60, so that's going up by 60. Now I just tidy it up, and the answer is 2 sine, and 2 times 60 is 120, and the units they're using is degrees, so make sure you follow the units. So that's the answer. The next one, I see this to be 1 minus 2 sine squared x, which is, on the identity sheet, on your formula sheet, goes 2x. Now, you're going to ignore this for the purpose of doing these questions. You're just going to look at the amplitude. So it's going from 2 up to 8, so that's been multiplied by 4. This is going from 1x up to 4x, that's been multiplied by 4. Now I just write it out as 2 cos, well 2 times 4 is 8x. That's the answer for that one. Now I want you guys to try those two, so pause, and then you can check your answers with my answers. And those are the answers. And that is the end of Learning Guide.